me to go to my bank and then what?
And then safeguard all your accounts with our instructions, ma'am. Why would you waste my time? Tell me that. My precious time.
Your precious time? Your precious time? So you want people to go to the bank and empty their bank account? You're worried about your precious time?
Right. You're right about this.
You literally have people empty their bank account. You don't even leave them money for food or anything?
No, we don't. And we're
Why?
proud about that.
That's you literally get people to empty their bank account?
I know where you're getting at. I know what type of a time waster you are.
Do you not care if people eat later?
What?
You don't care if you emptied my bank account and then I couldn't eat later?
That's totally fine.
But do you understand why I want to waste your time? Because I don't want you to hurt anybody. I don't want to hurt you, and I don't want you to hurt anybody. That's why I'm trying to waste your time.
Hi, everyone. I'm CJ Scams.
Thanks for starting.
Yeah. It's great to sit down with Karl Rock. It's like a dream come true, to be honest with you.
I don't have to do anything. She's doing it all for me.
Yeah.
So this is CJ Scams, and she is the queen of romance scams.
But I don't start with romance scams. I start with tech support, and then they just become romance scams.
Is that how it starts?
Yeah, I don't really start with, a lot of the romance scammers are from Nigeria. And to be honest, I'm overwhelmed just learning about India, and I think knowing about the country is really important to scam baiting. And I've learned a lot about India, so I tend to only do India because I just don't have the time and energy to start a new country yet.
So you focus on the tech support scams, because I was sitting next to you and I was laughing because she goes, I guess it was a romance scam, I'm not sure, maybe it wasn't, but you go to him, love you, baby.
Yeah, that was
before you hung up.
That was just like from PayPal or something.
Oh, okay. I just laughed. I'm like, oh man, she is so good. And I've been sitting next to her all week and listening to her scam baiting. And yeah, you are really a queen of scam baiting as far as I'm concerned.
Thank you so much.
Okay?
Did your mother not take care of you for years and years? And then you're going to grow up and you're going to hurt people and be a terrible person after your mother took care of you for years and years and years? And this is how you're going to spend your life? You might as well slap your own mother the way that you're living. Because she spent all that time taking care of you just for you to grow up and hurt other people and be a bad person.
Yeah, because like I said, I think if you go into scam baiting and you know nothing about their country, culture, customs, it kind of puts you at a disadvantage.
Yeah.
And of course, I still am not like where I need to be with India, but I've grown a lot. Like I know a lot more about their culture, and I basically use that against them.
This is a real common theme against everybody who's here. Jim Browning, Pleasant Green, Pierogi. Besides loving scam baiting, they also have this giant interest in India. And I don't know if that came from the scam baiting, but they all want to come to India and they're all interested in India.
Yeah.
And you are someone who is, you're the first one of these guys to come to India.
Tell me your address.
I'm not being over smart. Oh, do you want me to come? You guys want me to come to Hyderabad?
Tell me the name of the place. Hyderabad is a very big place.
High Tech City. High Tech City.
Have you ever visited
100 feet road, High Tech City, Hyderabad.
Hey y'all, we're here in front of the call center that was in Roby's video, and later on when they start working, if they're still there, I'm going to try to go inside. So I'm coming, one, because I just want to, and that's the biggest reason. Two, I've been studying a lot of the places. So I bought this book about India, which I keep getting teased about because everyone's like, you can just search that on the internet in 5 seconds, but gives you some direction. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, I can't just, like, it's harder to search something when you don't really know what you're searching for. So I bought it's like a guidebook on India. So I've been reading about like the different cities and the states. Like I've kind of learning about the geography a little bit. I mean, not super, great, but I learned kind of like the layout of India. And I'm just excited to see it in real life. You know what I mean? Like there's just so many things that I've read about that I can't wait to see in real life, And I mean this like, it might not sound humble, but I mean it humble, but I want to go and just bond with the people there.
We're all the same, and we all have the same core beliefs and core values, and that's what I realized in India and then coming here to the southern states of America. People are very similar here.
Right.
Very hospitable, very family orientated. Everybody's a foodie here in Southern America, and everybody's a foodie in India. And both people, Americans and Indians, they love to share their culture and their food with other people. So there's so many similarities.
True.
And
that's a great point.
I think you're going to fall in love with India when you get there.
I think so too.
Let's go to Scambaiting. I've been hearing you, and you're a pro. You are so good at talking with these guys on the call, because I'm not a Scambaiter, and I mean, I haven't practiced enough. You have practiced so much, and you are so good.
Ah, thank you.
How do you keep them engaged, and how do you keep them believing that you are a real victim?
So for me, the first step was, and I know it sounds crazy, but the first thing I had to learn to do was completely ignore the audience, because I can't be entertaining and scambait. I have to do one or the other. If I try to be funny or entertaining, I lose the scammer, because they know right away this is not natural. That, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's the exact word that I was looking for.
Yeah.
You keep it so natural that I believe that you're getting scammed when I'm listening to you. I'm like, is she getting scammed? And so that Scambaiter definitely believes it. How do you keep it natural?
Like I said, I ignore the audience, and I just be present in the moment. Like, I just be there. But what I've noticed is, one, they want to be heard, so you let them talk.
Okay.
I very rarely interrupt them. The only time I interrupt them is if I'm trying to if I feel like somehow they have too much control or whatever over the conversation, and then I want to gain the control back for whatever reason. You know what I mean?
Then you start butting in.
Yes. Other than that, I hardly ever interrupt them. I let them do their whole scripts. I don't say anything. I just sit and be quiet, you know? And then that gives them this feeling, I think it makes them feel like, okay, this person is engaged. I mean, not consciously, but subconsciously, this person is engaged with me. Maybe I got her, you know what I mean?
So they feel in control?
Right. Almost always I let them feel like they're in control. I know I'm in control for sure, 100%, because I'm the only one that knows everything that's going on. They don't know my side. I know their side and my side. You know what I mean? So I'm in control, but I make them feel like they're in control. And one is listening. Two, being cooperative, of course, being friendly, being pleasant, because they don't want to deal with someone that's unpleasant. Again, these are like breakable rules, but this is how I hook them, if you want to call it that. This is how I hook them. And then later on, I do different stuff, but I just always act confused, because a real victim would be confused. Like, what in the hell are you talking about? Why, you know what I mean? So no matter what it does, and no matter if I've done it a million times, I still I'm like, well, what website do you want me to go to? And then they'll say any desk, and I'm like, well, can you spell that? I don't know what you're saying, because that's what a real person would do,
Yeah, they're believing you are a victim.
Yeah.
Oh man, these are such useful tips for me. Because I just want to have fun, but I think you have a lot of patience, and you just listen to them, and you engage with them. You try to be as normal as possible. So this must take a lot of time.
Oh yeah. I would say I very rarely, they do catch me a lot when they get on my virtual machine. I get caught sometimes because I'm not a tech person, and my virtual machine is not super great. There's a lot of signs in there that someone with more technology can catch me.
Yeah.
So if I get through that, if I can get through that and they don't catch me there, it's very rare that I would spend less than 4 hours. 4 hours is usually my minimum with them.
Minimum?
Yeah, that's it.
Wow.
It's very rare I spend less than 4 hours. Even the one I was just on with, I spent 3 hours with him on Monday, or maybe 2.5 to 3 hours on Monday, and then I just spent another 2 hours with him.
And then how do you break it to them that this is a scam then?
If I do break it to a scam, it's because my character, if you want to say that, figured it out. I never tell them that I was scambaiting them, because I don't want them to learn any tips or tricks, or, you know what I mean?
You are a ghost. She is a ninja. You're a ninja scambaiter. They don't know that they got hit.
Yeah, unless my character a lot of times I do end it where my character figures it out. Like, I think you're scamming me, which again to me could be realistic. I think somebody could at some point later on in this process figure out something's not right, you know? So that would be the only way I confront them. But usually, to be honest, I'm kind of bad at ending baits. I've been trying to work on that. A lot of times I just stop talking to them. Yeah. You know, I just let them, which is in one way effective because I'm sure it drives them crazy. Like, what happened?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. They're like 4 hours of my life.
Yeah.
I gotta call her back.
Yeah.
Why do you do this then? If you're not there for that punch at the end, like what does it for you?
Just like the whole time I'm doing it, I just feel good. Like I'm doing something good because
yeah.
I know that time wasting. There is a lot of effective methods. Like obviously what Jim Browning does is probably a lot more effective, but I still feel like I'm keeping this person busy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm keeping them occupied. I'm keeping them busy, and I do gather some information. I always get their IP address. And a lot of times, I mean, I've had several that I've built long-term relationships with that have turned into insiders for me. So wow. I have several collections of insiders. I have a few in Delhi, and then I have a very strong group in Calcutta. Like, you need information in Calcutta, I could get it in 5 minutes.
I can, you know? I mean, I'm sure everybody watching can see why you can get insiders because you're a nice person and you're a good person and you're lovely to hang out with.
Oh, thanks.
That's been my experience over the last 3 days, and we've become friends.
Yeah,
so,
we're definitely friends now.
Yeah, it's very easy to like you. And
Thank you.
So you have your own unique style.
Thank you.
And I think everybody in this room has their own unique style, and I can pinpoint it exactly, and yours it's cool and it's different.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's hard for me because my style isn't necessarily super entertaining because every time they read the script, most of the time the script is the same. And like I said, I don't interrupt them. So it's just them talking. There's a few moments where I add some variety, which is usually like they purposely will spend time certain points in their script trying to distract you. You know what I mean? So that's when I take that time to try to bond with them more. So that's when I'm like chit-chatting with them, asking about their life. I almost always ask them about their relationships because if you can get someone to talk about their relationship, usually they bond with you because it's such a personal thing.
You're a pro. Are you scamming me the last 3 days? Are we really friends?
Yes. You'll see when I come to Delhi because I'll be hitting you up.
If you ask me about my relationship with my wife.
But that's because like I'm probably more a fan of your wife before this than you. Like I love her so much.
Good. I'm happy to hear that.
Like I really love her. I just think that on all your videos you just get the sense that she's just this like she just has this sweet like kind aura about her.
You know, she's a natural YouTuber because her personality just shines.
Yeah.
It's I think most of us struggle to be our real selves, but she can't fake it. And if she tries to fake it, if she tries to lie in real life, she can't lie in real life because it shows on her face. So yeah, she's just super genuine, and that's always come across in the videos.
Yeah, I think so too. So I've always been drawn to her. I'm real excited to meet her.
I love hearing this about my wife because that's exactly what I think about her, and that's why I always told her, you need to be making videos.
Are you leaving? Let's say goodbye to Mr. Bendover.
Break. Pleasant Green is going.
Love meeting you guys.
Yeah, it was so
nice
great.
to meet you.
Wish you didn't have to leave.
I'm so sad already.
Hopefully we can talk more in the future.
Yep, we're going to stay in touch.
Testing.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Bye, Ben.
Bye, be safe.
Bye, Ben.
No, I don't want money. I need love. Can you give me your love? So give me your kiss. Give me a kiss.
How can I give you a kiss?
No one can understand my feelings.
I'm trying to understand your feelings, and all you want to do is kiss.
Yes.
That's all you want to do is kiss? You don't want to talk about your feelings?
She is very, very clever, okay? You are very clever. Don't try to be smart with me. If I will be smart, then you will be taken for non-believable jail for a term of 9 years.
Oh, I will? if I don't kiss
Oh,
you,
well.
I'm going to go to jail for 9 years.
Yes, of course.
And tell us a little bit about these romance scams, because it's a world that I think all of us guys here haven't entered.
Right.
So what's the modus operandi? Like, how does it play out, basically?
Well, when you think about romance scams, to me, that's the one that, and it might be different again for men, but I could see me, if I didn't know anything about scams, I would be most susceptible to that. Because my instinct is when I have family, when I have like loves or whatever, then I'm going to give whatever I can for them. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I think that's what
Yes.
the scammer preys on, and that's normal. You know, I believe you're my life partner, I'm not going to let you go without, you know what I mean, when I
Yes.
have money. So that's what the scammer, that's what they prey on. And I've had several the biggest one that I had, or the most hardest effort that a scammer make, was this one named Julius. I mean, he was every day constantly trying to woo me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you knew that all he wanted was money, because he doesn't know anything about me. I mean, I sent him some fake pictures, which I do a lot. It was even before we even talked that much that he was already trying, like, oh, feel connection with you or whatever.
Too fast, too soon.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you knew it was about the money, you know. And then it was like, oh, my father's in the hospital. You know, he started saying stuff like that to me, like hinting for me to offer money. So, and again, he was tech support. He was just a tech support scammer.
Yeah, so these romance scams, they end up with the victim basically having their bank account emptied,
Yeah, for sure.
I guess.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they go.
That's the end goal.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Empty the entire bank account. You
Yeah.
take as much money from that person as you can take, and it's usually in the hundreds of thousands of dollars, as far as I've seen, because they spend months building that relationship
even
with their
years.
lover.
Right. Right.
And like you said, so when it comes to relationships, just in life, I've always kept money out of relationships. So it would never work on me, because I think money between partners really can kind of muddy the relationship and mess it up really quickly, really fast.
Yeah.
And between family even.
That's very wise.
So I've always been like that, so it wouldn't work. But my wife, on the other hand, is the exact opposite. If she loves you, if you are part of her family, she will give you everything and never ask a question and never ask for it back.
Right, right.
And so if she got hooked on a scam like that, everything would be gone.
Right.
She will give to the end of the earth to help someone that she cares about.
Yeah, and I mean, like, that's how I feel as well. Like, I feel like that would be the one I would be most susceptible to, because especially if you have a history, like, you know, if they're widows, or you have a history where you've had some bad relationships, which I have in my life, it makes you more, like, it can make you more vulnerable to, like, finding this one person that just, you know what I mean, that you, like...
They prey on your insecurities, and then if you think you found that person, you're like, I don't want this person to go. I don't want to lose this person.
Or you don't want them even to just be in pain or suffer or feel sick, you know what I mean?
You want to protect them.
Yeah, so especially if you are, well off, like we see a lot of them on, like, Dr. Phil. I don't know if you've ever watched that. Yeah, because he does a lot of catfish stuff, and they're well-off women who are, like, either widowed or divorced, and they aren't hurting in life, you know, they have everything. And then they meet somebody who, like, has a story, spend several months with them before they start asking for money, you know what I mean? That's what happens a lot with the organized romance scams, you know?
The professionals.
Right. And then, like, okay, well, I've been with this person for 6 months, and I have all these resources. I'm not going to let them go hungry. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And so what happens when you investigate these? When do you end it? Or what's the goal?
Again, it just depends. I'm really bad, and I'm trying to get better about just ghosting them. And a lot of times I just do it because I start a new, like, I've gotten the information, and then have moved on to someone new and I just kind of forget about them, which I know is really bad, but it's just hard to keep up. Like at one point I had one from PayPal who always said he was in Bangladesh, and he might have been. I tried multiple times to verify his location and I had a lot of trouble because he was smarter at tech than I was.
Yeah.
And I would send him like Grabify links and stuff. He never clicked them. Like he was smart like that. But he said he was in Bangladesh, and he definitely, and he taught me some Bengali. So he was either there or in Calcutta.
Okay, yeah, either.
Yeah, either one. That's why I kind of think he was in Calcutta, because I feel like he wanted to be honest kind of about who he was, but at the same time he wanted to mask where he was.
He's telling half-truths.
Yes, yeah. Like he wanted to like tell me about it and like teach me Bengali, but he didn't want me to actually know where he was. So that's why I think he was probably in Calcutta, you know. But he was from PayPal. So I had like a relationship or whatever with him until he actually got arrested in a raid. And then he disappeared. I haven't heard from him since.
He got out of it probably, hopefully. It sounds like these romance scams, for the people you meet, it's like a side project from their main gig in tech support. And they think, maybe this can be an add-on to my, maybe it can be a bonus if I string her along for long enough. And
and some of them might be lonely too. I mean, the other thing, and so it works. I mean, I'm not saying they're doing it because they're lonely, but it feeds that as well. Because what I've seemed to found in India is that the sexes are a lot more separated. Like as they're growing up, you know, in America, we're just all mixed together. You know what I mean? So like spending time with a boy is not a big deal. But in India, it's like, seems like a lot more big deal. There's not a lot, there's not as much mixing of sexes as you're growing up.
Yeah, the genders are segregated in India. It's definitely true. And especially if you come to like a village, you'll notice it even more. You don't talk to women who are not in your family, for example. So it's very, very segregated. And I guess those romance scammers probably get some kind of kick out of it, out of what they're doing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, not only are they potentially going to get money out of me, but it kind of is probably semi-fun for them to have like a attention of a woman or talk to a woman, because it's not a normal part of their daily life, really.
It's probably why they can do the scam for so long.
Right.
Because they're somewhat enjoying getting to know somebody, even though it's all fake.
Right. I mean, I do think that's true. I do think that's part of it, you know.
And tell us about your PhD.
So I'm getting my PhD in business administration.
How does scamming play into that, though?
I want to do research about what awareness techniques are actually effective.
Oh, man, this is the number one question that I think everybody in this room has. How to stop this eventually. Yeah,
that's what I want to do. And I think YouTube is doing amazing, but I know from my personal experience, my father actually got a PayPal email and it had his name on it. And he called PayPal and they started having him download AnyDesk. And my mother called me and she said, I have this weird feeling like something's not right. Your dad's downloading something on the computer. And I was like, what is he downloading? And then I was like, whoa, stop.
Don't download anything.
Because for a long time we were taught we would know if it's real if it had your name. Scams don't have names. You know, his had his name. And so he called and he was about to download AnyDesk on there. And then my mom called me and she said, something's not right. Is this a scam? And then the second she started telling me, I was like, get him off the phone, get him off the phone. So I was able to stop it right when he was starting to download AnyDesk. That taught me a lot. One, again, I already knew this, but it reinforces it does not matter who you are. It's not dumb people.
Her dad's a scientist, okay? Like a world-renowned scientist.
He's above average in intelligence, you know. So it doesn't matter what your intelligence level is, which by the way, I believe everyone has different forms of intelligence. There's no dumb people on this earth anywhere.
Oh man, I've got a story about that. It is just so true.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm just saying that, but the stipulation that a lot of people have is dumb people fall for this. It's not dumb people. It's all people of all walks of life, all ages. But as big as YouTube is, Not everybody watches YouTube regularly. My parents do not watch YouTube.
That's why my grandmother got scammed out of $600. I make these videos, but she hadn't watched my videos because, you know, she's 82 and she doesn't know how to open the YouTube app. She does now after that scam happened. But yeah, same thing as your dad.
Yeah, right.
He's not the target market for YouTube. He's not here watching us all.
Right. Well, he is now, today, but back in the day, no.
and so that leads into like, how do we educate the older people who are the ones who are primarily getting scammed, the elderly?
Yeah. I have one campaign, if you want to call it that I'm going to start. Now that we all know each other, like, then all y'all that are real big on social media can help me if you want to. But
no, we will.
I have this idea, and I called it the You generation.
Yeah.
And the whole concept is, what did your grandmother do for you? Because you're the next generation. Like, what did she sacrifice so that you could be where you are today?
Everything.
Yeah. So what are you doing for her? Yeah. Just don't let her get scammed. Just sit down. Like, she deserves 5 minutes of your time for you to teach her about these scams. And then the point is to encourage the younger generation to teach the the non-YouTube generation or the other generations about scams.
Yeah, that's why I started saying it in my videos. Guys, you're watching this video, but your grandparents aren't. You need to go out and educate them.
Yeah. So
please, if there's one thing you do, just call them and tell them, don't trust anyone on the phone, grandma, granddad.
Yeah.
And that's everyone in this building's goal, to eventually stop scam calls.
Yes.
Especially from the innocent elderly. It's horrible when our grandparents get attacked like that.
Nothing would
They're innocent.
Yeah, nothing in this world would make me happier in 5 years if I shut down this nonprofit because there's not enough business because there's so few scams.
Everybody will help you with your campaign here, and I'm glad you're here for that. And you're very smart and intelligent.
Thank you.
And she's someone who's thinking about these things. And these things are very important. We need some kind of overriding leader who shines the way and who's intelligent and who thinks about how are we going to stop scams.
Yeah.
Besides what we're doing with all the raising awareness here, there needs to be a leader. And I feel like she's the brains here.
Thanks.
And to me, so we need to do some kind of campaign. But also there's got to be some kind of technological innovation that can come along and block most of these calls.
Yes.
There's like that's how I see it, like education. But then there's got to be some technical thing someone can invent.
Yeah, and we need somebody out there that can do that because I cannot. I don't have that tech skills, you know? So, and there are people out there that do. So if anyone is out there that knows how we can use tech to improve this situation, please throw the ideas out there.
Yeah, I think these two things will come along one day and then these scam calls will suddenly, hopefully, just decline.
Yeah, and if there's somebody out there that doesn't want to talk to scammers, but they know all about tech, you could do so much good here if you'll just please volunteer your time, you know, your brain power. Just talking to scammers isn't everything that needs, it's not the be-all, end-all of what we need to do for this problem.
Yeah, you are a great example of that. You do everything, though. You talk to them and you think about it, and you're doing your PhD.
Yeah.
And your PhD has a component about scams and how to stop them. So the best way that we found to stop the scam calls coming to our house in New Zealand, because we were getting many calls a week, my dad just got rid of the landline.
Yeah.
And now we don't get any scam calls. I don't know why they don't call mobile phones, but they don't at the moment in New Zealand. So, but that's sad.
It's very sad. And and it's probably true in America. There's probably more scam calls to the landlines because they're more registered. It's easier to find who owns the landlines. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they find the numbers and names.
Yeah. But, and also a lot of the mobiles have like the scam risk alerts. It'll say potential spam, you know. So I think that's a great idea. You know, I hate to put companies out of business, but it's probably is time to move on from the landlines anyway, you know.
So this weekend, me, you, Jim Browning, we are going on holiday together.
Yeah, the three of us are going to hang out. We're going to visit an Indian restaurant. We're going to visit some pretty scenery places. the three of us are just going to be the three amigos.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited. So I'm sure we'll make some kind of food video. I'm sure you'll make some kind of food review or update on what we eat.
Definitely.